Hey YouTube, how's it going? Chris here. Sorry, I'm a little late on this one again as well too. I'm sure as you saw, I had to do a couple other videos, but Harley Quinn number 2. Figured I'd finally get around to doing the review for this one. It's been out for about a week or just a bit over, so I guess I had a feeling I was gonna like this one as soon as I saw the cover. I mean, it's adorable. Nothing like a bloody Harley Quinn and a bunch of cute animals with blood on them. Anyway, normal type of review. I'll give you my quick impressions right off the bat, and then right after I'll kind of go page by page sort of thing. So, you know, if you want to know what happens, but you're not particularly interested in getting it, you know, it's not too bad a thing. So, first off, I'll say I liked it. It was really good. This, like I said, this series is getting off to a fairly good start. It's not as good as the first one. It's kind of the same stuff again, but yeah, it's not a bad thing. I liked it. You know, I'm really excited to see where they're going to go further down with this, but very good. I will say this is it's not a spoiler or anything, but Poison Ivy shows up in this one, and as I've stated numerous times in the past, I don't really keep up with the New 52, so I think this might be the first one where, like, you know, Harley and Ivy are together palling around in the New 52 universe. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, but I think so. I haven't seen them together before then, but yeah, initial impression, buy it. Just you know, make sure you get the first one too. It's shaping up to be a pretty good continuous series. A lot better than the Suicide Squad. I did try reading that one. It didn't work out too well. I'm not a big Deadshot fan. Not for me. Anyway, so yeah, initial impressions. Buy it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go page by page, basically explain what happens in Harley Quinn number 2. So it starts off with her basically. Looks like she's just humping the Joker right off the bat. I was like, huh, interesting. So that's what it is. Turns out one of her tenants, because as I stated in the previous video, she's now running a whole, it's like kind of a whole block building. There's a whole bunch of establishments in it, and she's like the landlord now. But one of the establishments is basically a kind of it's a house of wax and murder. It's a wax museum to horror. Or horror, sorry. I always think murder and horror, but murderers. And of course, since it's the DC universe, that was a Joker wax statue. She's going around. There's a Ted Bundy one. I think that's the one who kept the body parts in the fridge. Anyway, once she sees that, she realizes she needs to get a fridge. So she goes to, I believe it's the hospital. Due to budget cuts, they have to sell a bunch of stuff. So she decides that she found the perfect fridge. She gets that. I know, like I said, this one kind of jumps. Well, I didn't say it, but this one kind of jumps around a bit. She gets her cold storage taken care of. She's heading off on her bike, and she sees a whole group of people. Like, there's basically a protest outside of a pet adoption center, and she finds out that all these people, you know, at the adoption center, it's quite normal, I think, but basically they're protesting the fact that if no one adopts the animals, they get euthanized in 30 days. And, you know, Harley Quinn's like, why aren't you adopting them? And there's, like, you know, a crazy cat lady, and like these people already have like tons of animals, you know, like those types of people. So she gets really, you know, big-eyed, and she's like, oh, we have one dog and my charbroiled beaver. There's a lot of beaver jokes. I think I'm starting to see why they chose a beaver as her. Like I said, there's an inanimate stuffed beaver that she talks to a lot now in this comic. And as someone stated, and I've been discussing with my friends, I think it's just because she's crazy and it's her own voice. But, you know, since it's in a beaver, you get a bunch of beaver jokes. Anyway, she goes in, she tries to adopt basically all of them because she's got like a huge apartment. But as soon as the lady takes a look at her signature, she just kind of rips up the form. They don't really say, but I'm assuming it's because she knows about Harley Quinn, so she's not really going to do that for her. Anyway, she's sitting there thinking what she can do, and she calls up Ivy. Just phones Ivy out of the blue and basically asks for help. you know, hey, I need to do something, come down to my place. Of course, as I stated in the other one, by this point, she's had like 4 attempts on her life. She's got a hit out on her. So she's got like dead bodies just covered in sheets and chairs around her apartment. And one of them gets up and starts moving. And it turns out that it's Ivy just controlling her. And Harley has this awesome double take where she just freaks right out. I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. Poison Ivy just kind of messing with her. Yeah, they come out, they, you know, they hug, oh, I missed you, I don't know if I want to kiss you or kill it, or kiss you or kill you. Just like, oh, kisses, please. Yeah, there we go. She's like, you want to see the digs of my new place, but first you want to meet my beaver. Lots of beaver. Lots of beaver jokes. Once again, get used to them there. You know, they kind of shoot the stuff for a little bit, and then eventually it shows them breaking into the the adoption center and letting out all the animals. They do that. Oh, you know, oh, go my animals, and they're all running by them, and and Harley's like, wait, I just let a bunch of animals out into the street. So they start chasing after them, trying to round up all the animals again, and during this time another guy tries to make an attempt on Harley's life, tries to run her over with a car. Of course, it's Harley, so it doesn't really work. She, you know, sledgehammers the car. He comes out through the windshield, and she gets a pair of like bolt cutters, like not the actual like sharp part, but the other end around his neck, and it actually looks like she's about to pop off his head. But I think they're going on with her previous, because once again, this is a new 52. This is a reboot, and my understanding was Harley Quinn was fairly normal. She didn't have any powers. She was just really acrobatic. And I know in the old universe, apparently Ivy gave her some kind of serum, increased her agility, strength, healing, that sort of thing. So she's like a lot stronger than she should be. And I think they're still keeping that, because she basically grabs the guy and throws him through one of those metal shutters. Which, you know, trust me, you need a bit of strength to do that. So she comes by later, still in the car that he tried to run her over, and she's got him all tied up with meat because she threw him into a butcher shop, and he's like getting dragged along behind. So they all get together and they all decide, oh well, let's just put them all in my apartment. So they're heading in, and as soon as they open the door, Bernie the beaver, I guess I'll call him, is sitting there, and then of course all the dogs and everything starts going right for it, right? They're playing with it, biting it, and Harley Quinn says the dogs are devouring my beaver. So I should make a counter, like, for beaver jokes in this series, but anyway. So the reason that they're all so hungry, Ivy says, is like, look at them, they're looking really hungry. So what do? They actually throw the animals, the guy that tried to kill Harley Quinn, and they eat him. Because, you know, that's just how that works. Of course, then we get the gratuitous shot of, you know, Harley and Ivy sleeping together, and they get up, and it's one of those things where, like, I get that there's the subtle hints, but, like, seriously, DC, if you want them to be lesbians, just go for it. I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of figured it out by now. Just saying. Anyway, Ivy decides to take off, and, you know, Harley Quinn wakes up. She's like, oh, you know, where's Ivy? She took off again, but Ivy actually left a gift for Harley Quinn. She turned one of the floors into pretty much an animal sanctuary, kind of foresty area. All the dogs are happy. They're all running around. Harley Quinn's standing there in her tank top and underwear, because stay classy, comics. And while they're sitting around talking, we once again cut away to someone watching the building. And I'm assuming once again it's the guy who's put out a hit on Harley. We don't see who it is, but, you know, he's like, I know who you are, I know what you're capable of, fate has brought us together. Within a week, you will be mine to do with as I please. And then I'm assuming this guy's an Arkham inmate, because while he's kind of inner monologuing, someone walks in and goes, snack time, you can play with your toy later. And then it basically just shows some guy eating, you know, eating Jello and then a pill. And the guy who's like feeding him, it looks like he has Arkham scrubs, so that's my assumption. And that's Harley Quinn number 2. Like I said, fairly straightforward. I mean, it's just, Harley going on her little crazy animal saving adventures and then turning animals into man-eating things. But yeah, everyone has their own things. But I really dug it. I mean, like I said, I'm really enjoying this series. This is one of the few New 52 ones I've been keeping up with. Even Batman Detective Comics has gotten kind of, but I mean, I want to see, it's just hard to kind of get into some of these. Especially, like, I was enjoying Batman and Robin, but I haven't read it since the whole Damian Wayne thing, so I don't even know how well that's going. But I'm going to continue on with Harley Quinn. Like I said, I'm having a good time with that. If you guys have any suggestions for, some New 52 comics that are still going on pretty strong, let me know. I'd like to actually, it's been a while since I've got back into reading comics, so I'm sure, as you saw, I was just kind of more focused on the cosplay and video game sort of thing, but I'm enjoying reading comics again, so definitely try and just let me know which ones I should check out, and why. You can just go, I'll check this one out, but I'd like to know some reasons why you think it's a good pick. But anyway, once again, Chris here. If you had a good time, hit that like, comment, or subscribe button. I'm sure, as you saw, if you haven't checked out, I have a new episode of Cosplay in Canada with my friend Casey. She does Ramona Flowers, Marty McFly from Back to the Future, Scorpion. She does some cool cosplays, so check that one out. Me and JP also did our first video for the Comic Difference, where basically I'm a very DC heavy kind of nerd, and he's a Marvel one. So just kind of comparing the two companies. I'm hoping for our next episode, I'd like to us to discuss our respective companies' biggest failures. What was DC's biggest failure, what was Marvel's biggest failure, and just kind of discuss those. And as well too, like I said, I'm hoping to get comic book reviews going on again. I know it's kind of boring when it's just me, so I'm actually trying to get some other people in, like actually Casey from the second episode of Cosplay in Canada. I know she's interested in doing some comic book reviews, so maybe I'll try and get a weekly or bi-weekly one going on with her. And I know JP also, he has a lot of Star Wars comics. Not really my forte, but his, so hopefully we can get into that one too. But once again, Chris here. If you had a good time, just let me know with all those wonderful things you can do. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some more videos, down the road here. We have a Telemiracle charity event, not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'll be getting some footage from that. I gotta joker up. I gotta shave this all off, and I don't want to. This is my winter beard goatee thing. Anyway. Stay classy, YouTube. See you guys soon.